Buona serata, my little piccioninis. That's what our childhood friend. There were these two sisters that, like me and my sister and my brother, we would go like play with them on Tuesday afternoons after school, and they had a grandmother from Italy. I can't remember. I feel like she was Sicilian even, but her name was Mimi Bacon, and she used to call us a little piccioninis. And she was awesome. She would always make us a Totino's pizza with cheese slices and apple slices for our after school snack. It was very fun. And then we would act out episodes from Saved by the Bell. All right, you guys, I hope you've had a good day. I'm on my third of 3 days off in a row, and I needed them really bad. I have been catching up with like household projects and chores and just unwinding and self-caring and being creative and whimsical and reflective and doing all the post-ecliptic work. Like, the eclipse brought through so much, I don't know, like, back to the metaphor of this show, it was like, for me, eclipse season was like a really exciting finale in, like, say, Game of Thrones, where like a lot of storylines are wrapped up and like a lot of people die. They're never coming back to the plot. You know, something like that. Something like a British drama. No one literally died, though. Wouldn't that be fucked up? I was just laughing about it. Yeah, but eclipse season was crazy. So I think it's just really nice right now to spend a languid moment just thinking about the past year. I know for me personally, I'm almost like a new person. It's hard to even like process how much transformation I've come through this year, and so many people that I know. I mean, a lot of us have just like done like huge reinventions and reinvented ourselves and changed careers and have changed so many things about our lives, ended relationships, have been healing and like recalibrating. And so that's what I've been doing this year. I've been recalibrating, and this is a really good time right now to just reflect. Something really funny happened. This has been a hilarious week for the universe to just have jokes for days. And so one of the things this week that was really funny, on my first day off, I was so tired and I was just kind of like wandering around out of body, and I knew there was something I was forgetting. And I was forgetting, because I had to do it on my second day off, I forgot that I needed to take my boots in to the cobbler. There's this cobbler in the arcade downtown in Nashville, Tony's Orthopedic and Shoe Repair, or something like that. It was really random. They're awesome cobblers. And they're so sweet and they're so nice. And so I had taken my boots. I have these free bird boots that I wear to work, and they're really nice. And they just like, I just walk through the soles, like, because we walk so much at work. So I went to get them. I needed to get them redone because like the sole protectors that are non-slip, they were like starting to like just wear, the rubber was wearing through to like the screws, and they were just like starting to come unhinged from the shoe. And this is funny to me because Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, it's like, it's all about like shedding the old soul and getting a new soul. And so when I took these shoes, my boots in, they looked at them, they're like, oh my God. And they like just pulled the sole right off. Like, they're like, look at this. They're like Vietnamese, I believe. And I was like, yeah, I know. It's been like, I walk a lot and I walk in water. They're like, oh my goodness. And so I was like, you just need some new non-slips or whatever that are grease safe. And they're like, well, hold on. We'll have like these like extra thick ones, and then they'll stay on longer. And basically they went over the top to get me hooked up. But I was like, when can I come back and get these? Because I need to work. I need to have them for work Saturday. And they were like, were freaking out. And I was like, it's okay if you can't do it. And they're like, no, come in by like tomorrow, end of day. And I was like, okay, which was today. And it would have been at 4. So I would have had, like, I like to go out in the woods and wander around and do like some of my like reading and writing and things like that out there. So I was going to have to just like cut it short so that I could catch them before they closed. But then they called me earlier in the day and they were like, hey, you can come get them now. So I ended up getting out into the woods later than I thought, but the timing was good anyway. But I had to go pick up these shoes. But the point is that I like was laughing at how worn out and old and beaten up the old soles were and how they just peeled away. And that's kind of how I feel. My soul has felt as old and worn and tattered and just dead as the one that they peeled off of my boot with like no effort or whatever. They're like, it's worn to the screws. I'm like, I know. I was worn to the screws. So I'm excited right now to just kind of coast through the rest of the year. Not really coast, but just sort of surrender to the flow. And it's a good time now to reflect on where we've come from, how far we've come, tune in to the changes and the transformation that have actually taken place, and acknowledge how when we're faced with the same similar lessons and circumstances again, it's like we're not triggered like we were before. We're not rattled. The things that would have scared us aren't. The things that would have us thrown off course are not. So that's really good. I think that's really signifying the kind of like strength and trust that we've been building over the year and the faith. So yeah, and then it would be good to figure out like, you know, acknowledge and celebrate and reflect on, you know, your concluding story, because this next year is going to be, we've been setting this foundation in 2022. 2023 is going to be building and implementing and expanding and growth. And I'm already getting messages about it. So really get your ducks in a row over the next few weeks. Figure out, get really crystal clear, really specific about where you want to take your goals and your dreams in 2023, and talk to the universe out loud about it. But do get very specific and really get your desire stoked. Because it's so funny. I was trying to catch up on some of my Kabbalah classes, and I was wanting to like look more into the 4 phases of creation, because they're part of their cards. Some of the cards are in my Oracle deck, those concepts. And so I wanted to go more in depth, and go back and research it. And I was like, gosh, I can't remember which Kabbalah class, which like series of classes they talk about that in. And I was like, I think it's Kabbalah 4, but I can't remember it. And I'm currently enrolled in Kabbalah 4. I just need to like catch up on like some of the classes I've missed. So I picked up with the class that I left off at, and it was talking about the creation phases and the phases of creation. And so, you know, we're talking today a lot about stoking the passion, the desire, and it being, you know, having an active desire instead of a passive desire. Meaning, you know, an active desire, meaning that you're going to do what it takes to build and to create and to earn and to build the vessel and to earn the vessel. So that was really cool. So think about what you want to build and what you're wanting to call in, and get the desire stoked, get very specific. Oh, another thing they were talking about was that the thing that slows down the manifestation or blocks it is being too vague or too broad. Like, be really specific, like ask for everything and ask in detail. Have audacity about it, be brazen. So that was interesting. So get yourself set up with clarity and like get your passion stoked for the coming year. Also, it would be a good idea now to sort of like simplify and detox, because we're getting back at, like, we've left one indulgent holiday and we're going right into Thanksgiving and then Christmas and Hanukkah. And if you do Christmas and Hanukkah, I don't know, it's like cookies and chocolates and I know I like to have mulled wine while I'm ritualing for Hanukkah. So clean out your diet and like clean up your habits now while you have a chance before things get really wild again. And tighten up your routines and the healthy practices that have been building you up thus far. Double down or just like tighten back up, like if you've gotten kind of like loose or lax or whatever, because I know like for a lot of the people I've been talking to, October was just so crazy that like even like the things that we like to do in our routines to take good care of ourselves, we just haven't been. So get back on track, get back into that daily self-mastery and that self-discipline that's going to help you like achieve your up level. And sometimes it doesn't feel very magical or deep or spiritual to talk about like mundane stuff, but we're here in a physical realm, and so we have to be competent in this realm that we're here in now, in the here and now. And so if you're a spiritual person, like you need to reflect that on the outside by being able to take care of yourself and your life and your physical kingdoms around you as well. So, so our reading for the weekend was really fun, and it's already sort of proven to like unfold the way that the cards have been. But yeah, so we got playfulness from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck, and I think that the universe has been trying to have a really fun time with us. It's being kind of playful and mischievous and almost like nymph-like, just like her, a little nymph of the forest. But yeah, like lean in and be present enough in your day to notice when the universe is sending you little signs and oracles and omens and riddles, and follow those little breadcrumbs and those little Easter eggs and see where they take you. But I think the universe is having a lot of fun right now, and I think that the fun that it's having at our expense or with us is like leading to like more and more surprise. It's like kind of like an Easter egg that's like a nesting Easter egg. Like there's like kind of like layered and layered and layered things that are happening and going on. So just lean in, go with the flow that the universe is like presenting to you right now, but don't get too swept away in the current, right? Stay on your game, but like also don't be so rigid that you can't like course correct or adjust or tweak and change things if you need to. Be agile, right? Adaptable. Next, we got Justice, and it is the 11 card, and today was 11/11, November 11th. So today was, people talk about it being a popular portal for twin flame, divine feminine, divine masculine, the one and the one making 11. So it's like the match, like the mirror, the equal, the congruent like figures are 1 and 1, and they're like identical, but they're not separate anymore as ones. They're brought together in one unified whole, like number, digit, integer, some value, however you want to think of it. But 11/11 was today. And so it's funny that I'm just now noticing that about the 11 card, but it's about justice. It's about the Justice card. It talks about having like an awakening moment or like a eureka or getting clarity. It's related to the element of air. It's sort of like a higher truth. Maybe coming to a decision about something, or something being brought into balance and in fairness and in equal or equality or equity. Again, with that 11/11, it's like a meeting of equals possibly, but justice also has to do with someone making up their mind about you and it like being a positive result. Like if for something, like say you were up for something at work and it was up between you and somebody else, or there was like some issue about you that was like making you concerned, like the ruling will most likely be in your favor, or like someone will come to your aid and have your back. But justice, like with the play card, it just makes me think, and then there's this Three of Cups, which is about celebrating. It's about celebrating, like a lot of times it's about a graduation, which I think we're in kind of a graduation right now, and we've learned how to bring some of our vices into balance. And so we're balancing the karma that has caused a lot of the maybe like events of our lives that have played out up until now, right? That have brought us this far in our story. And so I think that we've balanced that karma and we're going into our next story kind of with a clean slate, and it's time to celebrate that and say cheers. Three of Cups can be celebrating marriages, pregnancies, graduations, engagements. Sometimes it can mean just like hanging out with friends and getting together and like, you know, sharing some drinks and some wine and breaking bread. But I think that the universe is like just inviting us to celebrate how far we've come, to allow ourselves to relax and to like stoke all that joy for what's to come next. And I think that this is going to be going like kind of an ongoing theme playing out for the next couple of weeks throughout the rest of the holiday season, but definitely fun things are unfolding, and it's interesting to see what is coming about. So yeah, hope y'all have a good rest of your night. I'm going to cook. I've got some butternut squash roasting right now, and I bought a big piece of salmon, some zucchini and mushrooms. That'll probably feed me for the next 3 days while I'm working. And yeah, maybe one more hot bath and something good to watch. Gonna be cozy, feeling cozy. All right, you guys. Well, I will see you on the flip side. Ciao.